Hi, my name is Steve McCollum, and I'm a new truck sales representative at Premier Truck Group in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Today, I'm here at ET Transport to give you an introduction to the 2023 Freightliner Cascadia Sleeper. So the Freightliner Cascadia has been around since 2007 when it was first introduced. And since 2007, there have been many changes to the chassis, both to aerodynamics and to powertrain. Since 2007, Freightliner claims through its aerodynamics and its powertrain that it's been able to reduce fuel consumption by roughly 35%. So that's a pretty huge number. We're going to talk about that as we walk through this truck and show you the many features that help establish that number. I'm going to start off with a tour under the hood, the place where every driver should begin and end his trip. You'll notice the hood latches are located in these pockets on either side of this aerodynamic hood. They easily release, either barehanded or with your gloves. Nice feature of this hood is how light it is and how easily it opens. There's always a tendency with a Class 8 truck to go around to the front to open the hood with the hood handle. But on this model, we actually recommend just lifting it from the side. It opens nice and easily through the use of these hood assist struts. These hood assist struts are designed to help ease the hood open as well as cushion it when it closes. Another feature of this hood opening assembly are the retainer straps. These straps help the hood from overextending in the event of a strut failure. Once the hood's open, from the passenger side, we can get a clear view of the coolant level through the opaque bottle that it's in. You don't have to necessarily remove the cap to see what's in it or how much is in it, but the cap's easily removable and accessible by standing on the ground, not having to stand up on a tire to check your fluids or top them up. From here, you can see the engine sits nice and low in the frame. This isn't part of Freightliner's commitment to improving visibility and aerodynamics and safety. They do this by offering a splayed frame rail assembly. This splayed frame rail flares out at the front and allows the engine to sit nice and deep inside those frame rails. From an aerodynamic standpoint, that allows the hood to have a nice slope in it to deflect air up and over the cab. From a safety standpoint, it allows in a frontal impact for that engine to go underneath the cab to help protect the driver. And from a serviceability and safety standpoint and maintenance standpoint, everything's accessible from the ground. You don't have to stand up on frame rails or bumpers or anything risky like that. Everything can be done from the ground. This truck's equipped with negative and positive battery starter connections. In the event you ever have to boost the truck or boost somebody else, everything's right there and easily to get at. Saves you from going to the battery box. Around on the driver's side, again to my point earlier, everything's nice and low and accessible. You've got your engine coolant, your cold fill line, your cold min line, your fuel water separator. You can see it nice and easily. Make sure the filter's in good condition. The fuel's low in the bowl. We know there's no restrictions. Power steering fluid. Again, you don't have to remove the cap to check the level. You can see it on the side of the reservoir. Oil check level right there for the dipstick, and oil fill level if required. And another key feature underneath the hood here are the toe pins. If you ever need them, if you're ever stuck, toe pins are here, easily accessible, and I'll get to the point of where they install in the bumper when we close the hood. One thing to note is the powertrain in this truck. Earlier in the video, I'd mentioned the fact that Freightliner advertises a 35% increase in efficiency. Part of that, obviously, the aerodynamics that we'll touch on as we go around the chassis. But while I got the hood open, I wanted to comment on the engine. This particular truck's equipped with a Detroit diesel, 505 horsepower, 1650 pound-foot of torque, Generation 5 engine. It's coupled to a Detroit diesel DT12 automated manual transmission and a 2/6/4 axle ratio. So now with the improved function of the hood struts, when we close this hood, you'll see it's a nice easy close. It doesn't slam down. Give it one final snug before you attach your hood latches. And I wanted to comment on the bumper. When we were doing our driver's side inspection of the hood, I'd mentioned tow hooks. Freightliner incorporates these tow hook covers. So it's important to know those are just covers and that you can install the tow hooks that are mounted under the hood into either side of these covers. Once you remove them, they just pop out with a slot screwdriver or a key, and you can pop them in and they'll lock in place for you. No tools required to install them. While we're on the hood, This truck's equipped with the bright grille, bug screen, and the optional winter guard. Headlights. There's two headlight options on the Cascadia, the LED or the incandescent. This truck in particular has the LED lighting on it, both for the headlamps, marker lamps, and the fog lamps. Aerodynamics continue on to our hood mirrors. These mirrors are equipped with auto defrost that work in conjunction with your mirrors to help keep those mirrors clean in the wintertime and on a damp day. The other part of the aerodynamic package is this A-pillar wind deflector. That works to help two things: prevent buffeting when the window's down, as well as help keep that window clear on wet and snowy days. On the passenger side door, see you've got a nice wide entry. Safety and comfort in mind, safety and ergonomics in mind. From a driver's standpoint, upon entering and exiting the cab, nice wide steps and nice sturdy grab handles to allow the driver to maintain a 3-point of contact when entering or exiting the cab. While we're on the passenger side here, we've got a standard luggage compartment. Lots of room in there for storage for anything you need while you're out on the road. And again, with aerodynamics in mind, Freightliner's removed any exterior hardware, any hinges, any latches that tend to rust over time and corrode, and also, believe it or not, create a bit of wind drag. So by eliminating those, they've improved serviceability as well as remove another point of wind drag to improve aerodynamics. You notice this has got the low side fairings on it as well. This is part of Freightliner's Aero package. It helps increase aero. You'll notice they flare out on the ends to help direct air around the nose of the trailer. And even with those extruding past the cab as far as they do, there's still lots of room to get at your fuel cap to top off with fuel when needed. This particular truck's equipped with a storage box, store tire chains, or supplies like washer fluid or oil if it's needed. On the quarter fenders, again, aerodynamics, these are optional. Freightliner also has a stainless steel quarter fender, but these come with the Aero package, along with the Aero shields on the wheels that also help reduce wind drag. On the back of this Freightliner Cascadia, it's equipped with the optional fifth wheel slide rails that help guide that trailer up onto the fifth wheel in the event that it's dropped a little bit too low in your yard. We recommend these on any truck that does a lot of pinning and unpinning, just to help ensure that no damage occurs to the rear framing members or the cross member or light box. You'll notice that this 2023 Cascadia is equipped with air disc brakes. The nice part about an air disc brake is there's no brake stroke to check. So when a driver's doing his pre-trip, it's just important to make sure that all the air fittings are secure, that the chamber's secure, and nothing is damaged around the area of that brake chamber. Back of cab on this Freightliner Cascadia is easily accessible through the left-hand access steps onto the deck plate. Now, most cases, you're not going to need those steps because your air lines and electrical cable are all right here, nicely accessible from the ground. Also on the back of cab, you'll notice the HVAC system. This particular Cascadia is equipped with an option called Parksmart, which enables the truck to heat and cool the bunk with the engine off. This is a nice option to an APU system. It helps reduce emissions. It's operated by a set of auxiliary batteries that operate independently of the truck's 12-volt electrical system. This particular chassis is also equipped with the optional backup lights. There's an LED mounted light on either side of the bunk extender, as well as these LEDs on the back of cab, which give you a nice view when you're pinning and unpinning to a trailer. On the driver's side of this Cascadia, access to the baggage compartment is the very same as the passenger side. Latch is inside. Inside the driver's side compartment is your first aid kit, fire extinguisher, triangle kit, and an 1800 watt 110 volt AC inverter. Again, from the driver's side, that nice 3-point contact, wide steps. Another note before we go up into the cab is where we have access to our battery box. These batteries are for the engine and powertrain of the truck. These again are separate from the HVAC system, the Parksmart HVAC system that I mentioned earlier. In here as well is our DEF fill and our air tank drain cable. So no excuses for not draining air tanks. It's right there, it's easy to do. You don't have to crawl under the truck to get at that access. You might wonder how those batteries get in and out of that small opening. That's easy through a side fairing that opens up, such as this, to give us access to the battery box. That concludes our walk around of the exterior features of this 2023 Cascadia. Stay tuned for our video of the interior walkthrough. And remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.